మిష్క రెడీ వేయంगे మీ లైవ్ కొల్లని మీ లైవ్ కొల్లా బుణలాడు Who's the host? I can't go live, it seems. Isam, can you try to make me the host? Okay. Start, Mishka.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولله ملك السماوات والأرض يغفر لمن يشاء ومن يشاء والله رحيما سيقول المخلفون إذا انطلقتم إلى مغانم لتأخذوها ذرونا نتبعكم يريدون أن يبدلوا كلام الله قل لن تتبعونا كذلكم قال الله من قبل فسيقولون بل تحسدوننا بل كانوا لا يفقهون إلا قليلا صدق الله العظيم.
And to Allah we are hearing the heaven and the earth. He forgives whom he wills and punishes whom he wills. And Allah is ever of forgiving, most merciful. Those who lag behind will say, when you set forth to get this place, allow us to follow you. They want to change Allah's words. Say, you shall not follow us. Just Allah has said before it. Then they will say, nay, you envy us, nay, but they understand not accept character.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome all to another PCOMA virtual event. PCOMA, we to inspire confidence and to campaign for coaching culture in Maldives. So as we start our 5th episode of Beyond the Cocoon talk show, I would like to welcome all of you to this episode where we are going to be talking from the book Beyond the Cocoon. So Beyond the Cocoon, this book was compiled, composing of different stories from different authors. And tonight I'm privileged to be joined by 3 of the authors who has written stories about transformation. So let me give a brief introduction about the 3 people. The first one is Miss Sandra Kedar. She wrote The Ray of Light Which Brightened Up My Life in Beyond the Cocoon, Finding My Inner Voice by Miss Niaza Hassan, and The Intentional Growth written by Aishat Azka. Welcome. So in the book itself, we talk a lot about what caused transformation. During the journey we had during the Dewdrop Leadership and Leadership Coaching course. So in tonight's talk, we'll be looking into pages of this book, and then we will try to talk how transformation has taken place, and then what we are looking forward in the near future. So as we go along, we will be talking about these topics. The first topic that I would like to talk about is what was the life before the program itself. In the book itself, Sandra wrote that a little bit about what was it as she started the program, what was it like before. She started the story by saying, in the darkest moment of my life, I never saw the light of hope. So Sandra, the first question is to you. What does it mean by dark moments? How was it so dark? Can you elaborate a little bit more how it was before the program?
Yes, thank you, Sam. Actually, it was the lowest point of my life. And the time that I thought everything has ended. And yes, this is the end of even my life. So that was the time, that was the phase that I was going through with lots of difficulties and lots of challenges. And I had the feeling like, okay, it's enough. I cannot bear these things. I just need to end my life. So when I just think it's like when a person comes into that status means like to end a person's life means that person doesn't have any hopes, nothing. So ending the life is the last option a person will go when that person is in that situation. So I was in that situation, but there was one reason that kept me a little bit, away from doing that. I had to think twice. Okay, I just thought, okay, I have to do this. I cannot bear the pain and I cannot go through. But my son was there and I had to think twice. Okay, do I need to take this step? So I was so worried and I was keeping and I was thinking, why did my fate do this to me? Why always me? I just didn't think about the other society. Like I felt this whole world, I was the only person who's facing these problems. Others were okay and why always me? Why always me? I'm facing these problems. So that was the thing that was going through, and I was not able to bear when I thought it was only me, no one else. And I had to depend on my parents because I was financially down, because I was going through my divorce. And with my child, I was a working woman, but due to my marriage, I had to stop my uh, career since my ex-husband didn't want me to do a job. So, and I didn't know when everything was falling apart how to face this challenges, especially when my son was like 1 year ahead of doing his O levels, and when he's attending to international school, I had a very big school fees to pay. Then I had to go out of the place that I was living with him. I had to have my own place. So I didn't have a single cent in my hand. I didn't have any income. I had to depend on my parents and my sister and brother. So they were with me, but it was a burden to me because I just thought is when I'm having a child and I'm so big, and why am I depending on my parents yet? I have to worry them. So all these things brought me to that point. I'm a burden to them. I'm a burden to my sister, my brother, and to my parents. I'm a burden. Yeah, I just thought like even when my son was encouraging me, I just thought is I'm the one who should encourage him and look after him. But I'm even a burden to my son. So when those feelings were there, that was the point I thought, no, it's enough. I cannot live anymore. So that's what I said. It was so dark, and I didn't know where will there be a light. At that time, I never thought that it was possible to have light in my life. So, and another feeling like with the things that I went through, I just felt it was like it was all my mistake. I'm worthless because I had like apart from my parents and my brother and sisters, most of the people around me just they were like pointing out to me, you are a woman, you should have you should have like you shouldn't have taken this step. Since you are a woman, you should bear things. That's how women are. So then there I was thinking, okay, maybe they are correct and I'm wrong. I was the one who took this step, and so I'm wrong. I'm worthless. I felt that. So when I was uh, like when I didn't have an opportunity to do a job, I just thought like even I didn't do my studies well, or even I didn't continue my career. So I have ruined everything. I just felt it was me who ruined myself, not anyone. So I am the one who has ruined myself because I am the one who took these decisions, and I'm the one who left everything. So I felt worthless, like there is no value of me, and the darkness was there. So that's what I started the book, and that was the life phase that I was going through.
Thank you, Sandra. So explaining why you started this story with that statement itself, we will be looking more into how you overcame all of it in the second segment. Moving forward, I was reading in the second part, that is Finding the Inner Peace by Niaza. She says that in my past, I see a version of myself simply going through the motion of life, not really steering the ship, but instead letting the wind dictate its course. So I would like to ask Niaza, what do you mean by not really steering the ship?
Thank you, Isam. What I meant by it was I was living in my comfort zone, and breaking free from my comfort zone was very difficult. Actually, I had grown so comfortable with the daily routine of my life. Change, I didn't even think of changing anything. But every day led to the next day, and it was like a repetitive cycle, as I mentioned on the book. On some part, I might have changed or improved, but I wasn't directly seeking any change until I realized that I need to express myself. There was a voice inside me asking me to express myself, but I wasn't actually able to do that. So I was, when I was very small, I had a goal, I had a vision that when I grow up, I will help people. But after school, life happened. I think we all can relate to this. So I was not able to achieve this goal, and I didn't know how to achieve this goal. So what happened was, I was shielding myself silently without expressing. When I needed to communicate also, I wasn't able to express myself. So I kept silent, and the main thing, I believed that I had difficulty in expressing myself publicly. So I had this internal belief that I'm not competent enough to speak. So I kept silent, but the struggle, it was a struggle inside myself. I was struggling because I wanted to express myself and be out there. So what happened was, I was trying to find a way to break this belief, but I didn't know how to. But I saw the DLCC program, and I went through their Facebook account, and from the speaking club, I saw some testimonials, and after witnessing their transformative journey, I thought this is the best place for me to build my confidence and speaking skills. So I approached Miss Shahina and asked her if I can join. I did not ask much about the program. I just asked her when the next intake is. And she said I can join. So I asked her if I will be able to do this, because I was not able to express or speak in public. And to my surprise, she said, I can do this. We'll help you overcome this. And I was very surprised. Despite not knowing me personally, she believed in me. So this encouragement fueled my determination to overcome and to break out from this cycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Niaza, for explaining what it meant when you said about steering the ship. The next one. So you also mentioned about why and then what was the turning point itself. So thank you very much for that. Moving on, the next story that I was talking about was Intentional Growth by Aska. She started the story by saying, I will say that I was not the self-focused person I was right now. What did you mean by not the self-focused person?
Thank you, Isam. When I talked about the being the self-focused person, it talks about, I mainly talked about the focus that I have put on myself, which is about growth, intentionally put in effort to grow myself and put in that energy in myself so that I will be able to achieve the goals that I set. And focusing on myself also involves setting the goals, prioritizing it as an important part of growing. As we all talk about the importance of goal setting. We hear and we see, we read a lot about people talking about goal setting, the importance of goal setting. And it is very important that we set a goal and focus on it. Earlier, I have always been a determined person to achieve my goals, and I always try my best to achieve my goals. But throughout this program, I learned that we can be more focused. We can be more focused, we can prioritize, we can have a goal and have a lot of small goals, which we can try to attain the bigger picture that we want in our lives. So that gave me a realization that in order to achieve this goal that I have, I need to focus on myself. and it is very important to have that self-focus in me. So it allowed me to do more for myself and not for someone else. And a lot of times we have this motivation. If we talk about intrinsic motivation, where the motivation comes within ourselves. We have that desire to achieve something. We have that cravings to achieve something, and many times we lose focus because we are not focusing on ourselves. And somebody might say something to you, and then we keep distracted from our goal because that motivation comes externally from someone else. And we are not focusing on ourselves, but we are focusing on others around us. That's why when somebody else says something, we lose focus. That's why it's important that you do it for yourself, for your own self-development, for your own self-improvement. That is what I learned from this course, that it is important to have this self-focus where you set a goal for yourself to improve what you have, come out of your comfort zone and try to achieve the goal that you have, so that you know exactly what you want to achieve. And it gave me a sense of fulfillment, empowerment, and a lot of motivation to go further, to achieve the next goal. And it is very self-fulfilling. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. You nicely explained what that not being focused to focus, how it really changed yourself to empowerment change. So, as I mentioned what made me to compose this book is actually to see the transformation in each and every one of my colleagues that were present in the Dewdrop leadership and coaching course itself. And then we are talking about the transformation that took place during this journey itself. I would like to ask Niaza. So you mentioned that you had this issue with the confidence. So when did you realize that there was change happening? And then when did you realize that this course itself is meeting your expectation?
Actually, when I joined the program, my self-confidence was very low. Initially, during the classes, I was not able to speak up or express myself. But gradually, I was able to speak up and express myself. I remember when I enrolled first, I was given the chance to speak as an emergency speaker, and I was very nervous when the EXCO team reached out to me and asked me to be an emergency speaker. But I'm very grateful to the EXCO team because they helped me on preparing myself on how to structure and how to deliver the speech. At the day of the speech, I was very, very nervous, and it was very overwhelming. But I don't know whether I did it right or how my performance was. But once I finished the speech, I was very happy when Miss Shahina messaged me and said I did a great job. So that encouraged me to do more and build my confidence. When somebody believes in you, when you have doubt in yourself, that is something that helps you to achieve your goal. Then I would say then the next thing that significant impact was about the 3-minute lives we did on our Facebook group. I remember on the first day, I wasn't able to say even a simple hello to the camera. The whole day I tried to say something to make a live, but I wasn't able to say anything. I set the camera, and when at the time comes to go on live, I pause. My voice didn't come and I wasn't able to do it. So the whole day it went and I didn't do the live until my classmates pushed me to do this. So gradually my confidence kept on increasing, and I realized this program is helping me to build my confidence and enhance my speaking skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Niaza, for that enlightenment, how the transformation happened, and then how you overcame that issue or barrier of to reach that confidence level, improve the confidence level. Now, I would like to ask Sandra, so in that dark place that you were in, how did you find that ray of light?
Yes, Isam. So when first I was talking to Shahina, because I have known Shahina since for a long time. I have been working with her. So after I came to Sri Lanka, also I was like, we were in touch on Facebook, and I used to follow her videos, and I just used to message her once in a while and everything. So when she one day when she was like talking to me, and when I was in that phase and I was telling her, okay, this is what I'm going through, and I was able to talk to her. I was it was very comfortable for me to talk to her, so I was chatting with her, and then I said, I really liked, I watch your video, even it's in the way sometimes I can't understand, but even though I just watch them, even I didn't understand. Sometimes even to watch them, like it made me feel okay. So I told her I really like watching them, and then she said, yeah, there's a program like this, so would you like to join it? Just join it. Then I knew, okay, this is going to be a challenge when she just told me, because I was the only Sri Lankan, and I know there will be lots of challenges for me to work with Maldivians. Then, but I just at that moment, I had only the trust. I had the trust on her because I had that bond with her before also. So I had that trust through her, and I know that she will never tell anything that uh, will harm me. So I just said, okay, let's join. And the same day we had I joined the first session, and it was from Divehi, and I was the timekeeper because I didn't know what else to do at that session. And since it was organized before the speaking classes, and when I was joining the first day itself, even though I didn't know anyone, even though I didn't understand the language, whatever, I felt that I was accepted there. So when the meeting was starting, and you were there, Isam, so you were saying, hi Sandra, how are you? And like you welcomed me with a smile, and it made me feel so welcoming. And the same way all the other students also, they started welcoming me, and I felt that uh, acceptance, I think, because I had, when it was in my dark space, I said that I didn't have that. So I got that acceptance, and I got that warmth, the caring from the group. So that made me confident to go through this step by step. And then really, when the first second sessions were going on, it was amazed to see like how the all my colleagues build up this bond with me, and they were very particular about me. Whenever they do something from the way they used to at least translate the, like summarize the thing that they did from the way for me to understand. Even in Facebook lives, even in the class, like if we had a session from the way, yeah, Isam, Aska, they used to text me like, okay, this is what it was from, the summarization is like this. So it made me feel that, okay, there are people who accept me. There are people who cares for me. So that was the time that I thought, okay, I was thinking wrong. No, I was not, I'm not worthless. There are people who will like me for who I am. So little by little, when I started to think that, okay, there are people, and I started believe in me, and I started loving myself. Then of course, like with that step by step. And the other thing is, I wanted to tell is like, always Shahishi used to check on me, like with the very few steps, she started check on me and like telling, okay, you can do it, you do it, don't worry, it's like this, it's like this. So with these things, I got this confidence, and I had that acceptance, I had that love, and then I started gaining that courage, and this light, the darkest world, started brightening little by little.
Thank you, Sandra. And then we are very humbled and then happy to see that light in your life also. Moving on, I would like to talk a little bit more about what the program itself helped and then what I saw. So we had a lot of participants, and then it was not a competition among ourselves to improve, but it was competition among ourselves, as in I was competing against myself to improve. And then that was the transformation that we saw, improving each one on their own pace, improving and then making a difference. Moving on, I would like to ask Aska, in your story, you mentioned that you faced a lot of challenges to continue. So my question is, what kept you keep going on and then complete this course itself?
Thank you, Isam. Yes, of course, there are a lot of challenges. I think all of us face these challenges, and it also a part of, I think, when we face challenges and when we are able to win after the challenges, when we are able to overcome the challenges, the victory feels much more exciting, right? Of course, there are, I had to work very hard to reach the goals, especially working on jobs as in the school as a leading teacher and working as in a college. It kept me quite busy, and at home there are tasks, families, their kids are there. So it's basically a lot of tasks together. And on top of that, there are a lot of tutorials that we have to make. We have to make lives, we have to be engaged in coaching sessions. And it's not only about myself. It is not only about me. There are other course participants. We have to do it together. So I have to be accountable for that too. So it was challenging to balance between work and family and the keeping up with the tutorials and the things related to this course. This course also demands us to read a lot. So we have to spend time reading, we have to spend time making lives and practicing our skills. Despite that, I have this strong desire to do this. And it's a lot of motivation within myself and also from others, from our course students, friends, that we have this group where we encourage each other. That is something that always kept me motivated, that we always talk about. We have this Ilushpati with us, virtual Ilushpati, where we always talk about when to finish our tutorials, and there's someone accountable for that, and how our group of friends work together, course mates who became friends work together to achieve, okay, today this is the time for Sandra to give feedback to all the lives, all the lives that are made by students. And there are other tasks given, and we kept on writing those tasks, like, okay, I have finished, and we can shout at the person who has not done it. So it was fun, and we all loved it, right? And it made it was like a kind of a fun platform for us to have that interaction after a busy day, to see all those messages and read through it and give something to tell something funny to make others laugh. It was, we don't really often talk about it, but surely when we reflect back on what us moving, it is also a part of it, right? The fun messages and the fun we had and being accountable for each other. That is one thing. And as I said earlier, the desire to achieve this. Especially from Miss Shahina, we get a lot of motivation. I remember at first when I messaged her that she told me that this is the course fee, and I said maybe I will do it later. And she gave that inspiring message that she normally gave. Okay, this is doable. That I set this target to achieve this and that. So I was like, I look at the message and say, okay. Like a great motivational inspiring speaker, she has given this message, and I even discussed with my sister. This was what I told her, and this is her message. Look at her message. So that is something which kept us motivated, which of course kept me motivated. And on top of all, it is the thing that I wanted to achieve for myself, that I wanted to do this, that I wanted to achieve this. So it kept me alive, motivated, even during the middle of the night to polish my speaking skills. I might sacrifice a little bit of sleep, not a little bit, huge amount. But at the end, it was very motivating, very empowering. And I will say that we all should do it if we want to achieve something for ourselves. So basically, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Aska. Again, each one had their own story to tell. Each one had their own ways to transform. Each one was unique. Each one was special. And then the person who saw it all was Miss Shahina. I would like to ask Miss Shahina, what was the experience to have all of us in your coaching program? And then what were the special moments you cherish, you carry forward? Miss Shahina.
Thank you, Isam. When it comes to the transformation, I always look at what's the first message I get from this student. What's the first approach that this student makes, and what are the first conversations I'm having with these students? Let me look at Aska first, because she was the last person who was talking. So as she just mentioned that was the initial kind of conversations, and I remember there were times that she said, I can't do this. I'm bored. I remember there was one specific day with Aska. She said, this course is so boring now. I don't know. We are doing the same thing over and over again. And then, okay, it was really a learning curve for me as well, because this was our first program. And then when a student says this is boring, of course, like to do the same repetitive thing with the student. And then I ask myself, what can I do to help the students? And then we came across the positive intelligence. That's where I gave the opportunity for all of the students to join the positive intelligence, and a lot of students took up the opportunity, and we took the course to the next level, where we were bringing into the science of what is happening in the brain. So I remember the specific things that I can remember from Aska. Let's say at around 2 a.m. or 1:30 a.m. there will be a notification, and when I open, it is Aska speaking. And then I would say, okay, my God, why is she speaking at this hour? Is she not even sleeping? And then she would be very much ready and doing the live. And that's so motivating, and I can see that energy from the students. Also, I remember when I asked her to write the first testimonial, can you write a testimonial for the program? And then she said, initially when I joined, I just wanted to learn the coaching skills so that I can help the students. But now I also want to be a coach and establish myself in the business. And then if we talk about the process, she is handling as the leading teacher in a school, college, and then also a lecturer. But she was the person who came out with the book. I can understand the pressure she had to take, but then she was the person who came out with the book. That's what we call transformation. It comes from your own decision. We always have to think transformation is an internal game. Somebody can direct you, but you have to go within yourself and ask, what do I want? If we just listen to what Aska said, she said, I had goals, but then I believe that I can achieve the goals. So this is the kind of transformation I saw from the students. If you look at Sandra, initially when she started, she would be she's always smiling. You can see that she's always smiling. But then there were moments during the speech, she would just burst out into tears. So she gets so emotional. But from those tears, what I saw was not like, okay, I offered the program for her and gave her an opportunity. That's not what I saw. What I saw was that somebody was like breaking free out of that cocoon. That's what I experienced. Because like you might be bottling up everything, whatever you are having inside. But then suddenly, like you put the bottle on the ground and then it comes crashing. But that's what we see when students cry, because they are finally able to put it out. Whatever is that they are bottling up, whatever they are holding, by the moment you are able to let it go, or you can say, I'm finally free. And that's transformation for us. And Niaza has been talking about it like very beautifully. She is that student who would say, can I do this? And exactly as she said, when the first night she did a beautiful speech, and then I love her pronunciation. And later, I think 2-3 sessions later, she said, people joke at my pronunciation. And I was thinking, what? She's talking so nicely. Why are people joking at her? But I think all her life, she has been criticized at home for the way she has been like using some of the words. So for me, what I felt was she's talking so beautifully, and that she has a uniqueness in her, the way she talks. But she has been criticized from the people around. So this is the difference. This is what transformation is. When somebody who you doesn't even know, you haven't never seen, never met the person, and then the person comes and say that you can do it. I saw that, like, she started believing in herself, and finally one night we saw she was supposed to be doing a live speech, and then the baby started crying. So the baby was on her shoulder, and then she was giving the speech. I think it was the 12-minute speech. So it wasn't just a 5-minute speech, but it was a 12-minute speech. She was handling the baby, and then like we didn't hear a single like error in what she delivered. Like if the baby was not there or whether the baby was there. This is what we call transformation. You can own your own voice. You can be yourself. You can just be in your skin and then do something. And then when it comes to Isam, if you're talking about transformation and the students' transformation, I have to first thank him, because he brings in a lot of expertise. Wherever, whatever he do, he brings in that expertise. I know we all will agree with us, and so we have to be first thankful to him, for your expertise. But then, like when we look at the transformation, what I realized from you was it was really difficult for you to look directly at the camera. So you are the confident person, you are like you are leading a team, and you had all those experiences with you because you have the exposure in terms of your job. But when it comes to public speaking, like I know you have 2 screens, so whenever you want to speak, you will have the other screen here and you will be looking at this one, but you're talking to me over here. So that's the thing for you. And then we kept on encouraging just to look at that, and it slowly came. And from each like speech, I saw that, okay, now he is a little bit confident. Now he can open up. And like if we compare to the final speech, you get all of the other students, of course, the girls are easy to cry. They will bring things out, and then the emotional part is there. So even that I was telling him on the final speech when we did the graduation speech, let's try to cry. But then also he decided not to cry, but he gave like a story of his like entire episodes of like he has to cry and he was crying. But it was so this is the kind of transformation we are seeing, that we push ourselves. For you, technology was a difficult thing. I remember the first time you said when we had to do a FB live, I think you recorded it and uploaded. And it was a huge transformation for the program as well, because I was even wondering how are we going to like listen to the coaching conversations of the students. And what you did accidentally became like the strategy for us to students to use the coaching platform to practice. And this is remarkable improvement, because you might be an expert, you might have your own uniqueness, but then when you want to come and fit into a community and then like grow as a team, you would be the first person to push me to do anything. Like I would say, the program has improved so much because you kept on pushing. Let's do this, let's do that. And then I was like, okay, I gave that, I had that trust. When Isam says something, I can trust him that he will do it, like that kind of trust. And I think all of the students had that trust. So this is the kind of transformation. If it wasn't for this, like you might be your own way growing up the scale, but you didn't have that confidence in even working with your team. And then when we incorporated the positive intelligence, I remember that one statement you made earlier, like we would push to achieve the goal. Now we would push to listen to others, and then everyone would come together so that we can achieve the goal. I remember that very statement from you saying that now we understand that the other person might be going through the several challenges. So let's slow down, let's listen to the person, let's understand, and with a grateful heart. I think one of the fundamental principles we have used across the program was we should always be grateful. We should always be remembering Allah. We should always be having an open mindset, and then with that our cup should be empty, like for us to take in, or if it is not empty, we can empty it up, or we can fill it up until it starts overflowing. And then you can serve someone only when it starts overflowing. And I have seen this transformation from all students. I think one of the previous student, Anto and Shahida is also there. So I'll just make a comment on them as well. Now, Anto, she has been my friend like for the last 4-5 years. And she was somebody like whenever we meet, she would say, Shahid, this is so good. Like, I admire your confidence. You have been doing this really remarkable. I also want to do this. I also want to do this. And this was the kind of things. But when the first assignment was given and then she was asked to write about her strength, she was calling me one day and asking me, do I have any strength in me? What am I good at? She was asking me. And then I was even surprised because like I saw her the confidence person. She had like years of experience in the education industry, and then also her private company. She has these years of experience. And then she is having me, I don't believe in any of my strengths. And I said, these are the good qualities you have, and these are, and then she was like, oh my God, I don't believe I don't have these things. So what I learned from her, the experience, these conversations with her was, although you might be an experienced person and although you might be like doing several things in your life, you might not feel that like spot of hope is not there. So she got the hope. And then I realized when we gave the coach in practicum, she said, I love this. This is my field and I love this. I love working with people. Now you see from the person who feels that she doesn't have any strengths to the person who said that, okay, I can do this. This is the kind of difference. And then Shahida is here. So she was struggling through all the challenges in her life because she got pregnant as we got into the program, but then she never gave up. We kept on pushing and pushing. Also, I remember her first speech when she gave the speech, she was like so like low, lack of energy was there. And she also recognized. So for sometimes our ability to recognize what are the things that we need to improve. These are the small things that can transform the person. And I'm very grateful that we are all taking up the challenge and doing these things. And so we will talk about other students as we have other sessions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Rahina, for that information and then highlighting what were your takeaways. Now, I would like to hear from the audience itself, especially now that two students are here. Any questions from them regarding what to expect or how, or any questions regarding transformation? Your experiences so far, would you like to share anything? Ihu? Did you, what
Assalamualaikum.
is your
Is it
experience?
is it
Walaikum
okay?
salam.
Do I have to turn on my video?
No, just
What was the question? My experiences so far.
yes.
So my experiences in the program so far has been great. And like it gave us a chance to, reflect on our strengths and weaknesses, because even though we recognize those things, we take it as a small task, we take it for granted. And having to do a tutorial on it just gave me a chance to reflect on it and take it seriously and take into account like what are the progresses that I have been making in life, the weaknesses that I had before, and how far in life I have, like, I've encountered them and the progress I have made in them, and what are the new weaknesses that I have found. Like, for instance, if I have to mention one new weakness that I found while I was doing the tutorial, is that I found out that I tend to talk faster, and like, my speed of talking becomes faster when I'm nervous and when I lack confidence. So that was one thing I recognized that is a weakness actually I have, but I didn't know that was something happening to me before this program. So that really opens our eye to these kind of small things that we take granted for.
Thank you, Hugh. I think exactly that's something that we discover during this program. What are our weaknesses? What are our strengths? What are the things that we want to work on? What are the goals that we want to achieve? So I would like to ask the panel, Sandra, where are you now? And what is your vision? What is your next step? What are you going to tell your grandchildren about this transformation itself?
Yes, Isa. So, today I'm so confident and I'm so proud about myself. I'm so independent. I'm able to financially I'm independent. I'm mentally I'm very stable, and I'm being loved with such a great family, such great friends, because this program taught me a few special things. So I would tell that. So quickly I will be telling that. So the main thing is, when I was learning about the main turning point of myself was believe in myself. When that of course happened was when I didn't believe in myself. My colleagues and Miss Shahina, they believed in me and pushed me. So I started believe in myself. And gratitude journaling, that was so important. Uh, it opened my eyes to be grateful. When I was in the phase that I thought I didn't have anything, I realized what a lot of things I have had already. So I realized that with gratitude journaling. And the next one is the positive intelligence book and the clearing up your mental mess book. So this also opened up my visualizations and everything, because to have the positive people with me. So I got the courage to say no to the people who doesn't value me, and to have the people around me who valued me. So it was something that I learned from this, and to love myself, mainly to love myself. And when it comes to my grandchildren, I would like to tell the story of the caterpillar. The caterpillar, how the caterpillar became the butterfly. So I will tell what was the stage of my caterpillar life. What was the challenges I went through? Like the caterpillar will go through difficult challenges. It will face, like when it is facing this environmental issue. So I have faced that, the dark phase in my life, the caterpillar. So and then the next phase, when you go to this cocoon. So my cocoon was the phase that I was building up myself, was the DLCC. So it was my cocoon. So getting ready for my transformation. And so I will tell my grandkid, so yeah, this caterpillar became, were in this cocoon, the DLCC cocoon, were transformed into a really beautiful butterfly, which were able to fly up high. So I'm really thankful to the LCC for making me realize who I am. And the main thing is to love myself, to believe myself. And the other thing is now, today I'm able to inspire the others who doesn't have the belief in their self, to encourage them. So I'm really happy about that, and I feel so proud of myself for having that courage, for gaining that courage, as Aska and everyone said that it was not an easy journey at all. While doing all the things, while having lots of responsibilities. So I would tell my grandkid also, yeah, don't be the butterfly. Just don't try to be the butterfly. Just be the caterpillar, be in this cocoon, and then try to be the butterfly. So I think that's what makes the butterfly beautiful also. Yeah, thank you.
Sandra, yes, definitely the transformation itself, right? Each day is a learning day. Each day we learn new things. Each day we fight to transform. Each day we try to be better than yesterday. I think that's what we have done so far. Let me ask Niaza the same question. What is happening now? And then how are you moving forward? And then what is going to tell your grandchildren about the transformation that has happened?
Sam, can you pass the question to Aska first?
Okay. Aska, so what is your future plan using this program? How are you going to move forward? And then what are you going to tell your grandchildren about the transformation that has happened?
As Shainami said that at first I wanted to do this course because I wanted to help my students. And later on, I realized that it's something that I can do. I can have my own business and I can take coaching as a career too. So that is definitely something that I have in mind, and I plan to work more on it. As we should never stop learning, and I have planned to go further on learning more and practice coaching and to earn. That is definitely something with the coaching training is also something that I have keen interest on. So definitely I will be doing that, and I will be more than happy to go further in this field. And when we talk about our grandchildren, I am already telling my kids about this. So sometimes when I say something very wise, my son might ask, okay, mom, is that something that you learned from that course? So he'll sometimes say things like that because maybe he also saw that the change in me that I have been reading. Earlier I used to buy books for my kids only, but now I buy books for myself. Even though I might have a little time to read, but I will collect books. I will try to search for books, and I have screenshots, and I'll be keeping it so that maybe later on I can read. And that those stories will be something I will always tell my kids, how important it is to never give up on what you want to achieve. And another thing is that throughout the course, something I realized that it's important. When you fear the most, it is the time to jump. So sometimes I say to myself, okay, Aska, now it's time for you to jump. I usually say to myself. So when I feel afraid or when I feel hesitant to do something, so I feel like, it's the right time to do it now. So that will be something I will say to everyone I meet. Okay, if you feared it, if you have, like when we were doing lives and we were doing coaching, especially coming in front of a screen, doing Facebook Live was something that was that I was hesitant about to do. And but because of the fear, I was hesitant, but I learned that if you are hesitant to do something, it is the right thing to do. If your goal doesn't scare you, if the goal doesn't scare you, it's the right goal for you. It's not the right goal for you. It should be something bigger. So that is something that is a takeaway from this course that I'll be telling not only to my grandchildren, but to everyone else. And when I talk about my grandchildren, yes, I'll be proud to talk about everything, all the special moments and the takeaways from this course. Yeah, I learned, how I managed things and how I was able to do it. Having that goal, setting the goal, having the desire to do it, never let it down, and love yourself so that you will be able to achieve. And I think it is very important that we share the stories, like we share our success stories, especially to people who are close to us, so that they get inspired, they feel proud to have us, and they get inspired from us. So definitely I'll be telling a lot of stories. Thank you.
Thank you, Aska, for that wonderful inspirational points that you have just highlighted. I think, as you mentioned, dreams, right? It should not be dreams that makes or that we see when we sleep, but dreams that keeps us awake. I think that helps us to achieve greater goals. Now, I would just like to ask Anta Qasim also, because she was one of the participants of the course. What was one takeaway from this course that you would like to share with the audience? Anta?
Thank you, Sam. Sorry, again, I'm having this cough and cold, but I'll try. What was the question? Sorry, once again. What are things that I can take away from this course, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to say that there are so many things that I have learned from this course. The most important thing is that, as Miss said, when I joined in this course, I was someone who have done something in life, and I'm not a new student as most of you in the course. I did something. I mean, I did the career. I did teaching career for a long time, and also I involved in some other activities like in our own business. So there are so many things like that. But the most important thing that I came across to this course is that I learned about myself. I did great things in my life, but I was not aware about myself. But as Niaza said, I was someone, when I was in school, I was someone that who has dreams. I was someone who want to do great things in life, to help people, to do things for my community. So that type of dreams are there, but I don't have any goal, a specific goal that I will do this and that and that. But as a student, I had a ambition. Like before, I thought I will become a announcer first. After that, I thought, no, not that one. I might become a cabin crew. Then, but later, I was able to go a classroom as a teacher. But that was also a very acceptable thing. I like to do teaching. I did that, and people appreciate my work, even the parent, teachers, and students. So I did something good. But after many years, I resigned from my job, and I was uh, actually, I have no government job when I joined in this course. So I was totally forgot about myself, but I am still doing the things that I can do. So in this course, the thing I can take away is to know yourself, to understand yourself. That's self-love. That is something that I took myself. I can take myself. And also, as Miss said, actually, I was very low confidence person for myself, maybe because I don't know about myself. So that is something I want to say is, when I did my first assignment, I was thinking of how can I do this, and I don't know who I am and what are my strengths and my weakness and my potential, everything. Actually, I don't know. Then that's why I asked Miss, do I have anything, any quality? And then she said, of course you have, and these are things that I noticed. She said, and even I asked my children, do you notice anything from your mom? That is, yes, you are very strict mother for religious things. You always order us to do prayer for the time. So those things, you are very strict mother. We will say like that. And also you are very caring and loving person, something like that. But even I didn't get any information to write on the assignment. So I thought I will ask one of my friend. So he was my colleague who worked with me as a reading teacher. He sent me, I think, 12 points, this and that. And lately he said, you are one in a million. I said, oh my God. I said, are you serious? Or are you doing this as a joke? I am taking this seriously because I am going to have a assignment. He said, yes, you are, because I have worked with you a long time and I have experience. You are a very quality person. Then only I realized, I am a person, I am someone, I can do so many things. So like that, for the course participants, I won't say this is very good course. If you are doing all the assignments and all the thing that Miss is saying to do is very important to complete, because after now we have completed the coursework, but there are still incomplete works. But when we start to work for the field, I mean, as a coach, there are things that we have to recall again for our assignment. If we complete our assignment, all the things that we can do very smoothly. So for the question, I think I will say I learned from these courses to love myself, self-love. Thank you.
Thank you, Anto. I think I fully agree with you. The self-discovery, that is one thing that we all have learned and then we have all worked on to improve ourselves, transform ourselves. So the last question, again, for Niaza, with this course, where are you now? What have you used? What are you using? What are your future plans? What are you going to tell your grandchildren about?
Thank you, Wissam. Actually, when I joined the course, I didn't know what I was actually going to get from this course. My plan was to improve my speaking skill and build confidence. So I didn't even ask Miss much about the course. But later I found out about coaching component in the course, and to be honest, I wasn't aware what coaching was at that time. So I learned a lot from this course, and I think this is a game changer for me. Now I am able to connect myself on a deeper level. As I mentioned, from the course, we are more aware of ourselves. So I have learned to connect myself in a more deeper level, and I was able to connect with my family members as well. This is something I'm going to cherish forever, because I think my grandchildren, I'm sure my daughter is going to say, because of the course, your mom changed. otherwise, before the course, your mama always will be listening to respond. She will always be without listening properly. She will always respond. But within the course, I have learned how to listen attentively and then only to respond after listening everything that she says. So I'm sure that she is going to tell her children that this course has improved my connection with her mom. I think that is something I cherish. And also within the course, I have learned how to build rapport with others and how to be empathetic with others. That is something very important for us. So I think this has improved a lot. And being a coach, I'm able to connect more. And now I'm actually doing my practicum, and I think I will try to learn more and be a great coach because it's helping myself. And I think I was directed to Shahina because I had a vision to help people, and this is a way that I can help others. So I believe that I was directed to her because I can help people with coaching. So this is something I'm going to take.
Thank you, Niaza. So it has been, again, as you mentioned, coaching, speaking, writing, leadership roles, all of it is encompassed in this program itself, helping us to transform. I still remember when I joined, a lot of changes has happened. One of the things is I hated reading. And then Miss Shahina would give so many books to read, and then we read it, and then I started liking it. I hated brain psychology. And then whenever human factors, stress management, I hated these topics, but this course made me fall in love with these topics, think about those topics, apply these things, and then use these methodologies in my trainings to understand people better, to understand how mind is working better, and then to believe that each person is teachable also. So all these things we have done during this program, all these things has helped us transform in better ways, in ways that we did not understand ourselves, as most of them has just mentioned also, transform ourselves, self-discover ourselves, and then change into that butterfly from that cocoon, be that caterpillar, but also help us to transform and then help us to change our thinking, to have that growth mindset, to continue to work on ourselves, never stopping, because Miss Shahina, she never stops learning. So that is one teaching that we take away from this program and then helps us to continuously move on. I think that's what we learn from this program. It is a never-ending program, and then we continue our journey with her throughout. I think we have spent more than 1 year now working as a team in different platforms, but still trying to improve ourselves. And then we exchange our feedback, constructive feedback, where we use it and then transform ourselves. So that's from my side. Before we end this program from PICOMA, I would like to hand over to Ms. Shahina for the final remarks. Ms. Shahina.
Okay, before final remark, we should hear about Isam's grandpa story, isn't it? If without that grandpa story we finish tonight, it will be unfair for the other participants. So let's hear what Isam has to tell his grandsons. What would be that like key word that you would say to your grandkid? Like, I met Shahina on this date, and okay, the rest is for you. ... Please fill in the gap for me.
So many stories to tell, right? I think the first thing was seeing you in those platforms where you are speaking. I think that attracted mostly you performing in stages and then giving motivational. So I was following you, and then the message that I sent after a couple of months to enroll in the program. And then the first session for the introduction, it was only both of us and Rizu. So I think that was where we started the program itself. And then during the first election for the EXCO for the speaking, I messaged you that I don't want to take this role. And then I ended up taking this role, I think, with Aska, and there was one other girl also, right? And then it was something in terms of leadership, we tried to manage it. So that was again one of the takeaways of this program. Managing that, learning a lot from you. We had a lot of conversations, right? Not official conversations, a lot of conversations that we share.
Because always there was a question in between, right? We have to like get ready, and then there was, but I would say that's the best experience, because at that time for me, like, okay, to manage the speakers and everything myself, it was like a headache. How am I going to do this? I was also on a full-time job by then, isn't it? So it was like a really headache, but then the moment Isam came and took up the leadership role, okay, I think that's the first remark I made. You gave me such an easy night, because you are taking up the leadership role really well. So I think this is what we are talking about, isn't it? That taking the ownership, doing it like, and exchanging, having the conversation. Yes, please continue. I'd like to hear.
And then I remember the first night, right? We were planning to have that format. Aska was the officiate, and then you message, can you be the in-front master? Okay, we are going to have it like this. And then all of a sudden, we just started 30 minutes before you gave the template, but already I was prepared and everything. So that started like that with the that format of speech, right? So that was something. The other thing, as I mentioned, was the transformation in terms of reading. I remember complaining to you, I'm not a reader. I can't read this,
I remember.
all of it.
Was even asking, do we have an audio app? I can't read.
And still, I listened to those audios actually instead of reading. I had the books and everything, but still, I prefer the audio component of it. Again, it helped a lot. And then I was able to use all of it during my trainings. And then also in terms of training, when it came to my formal work, I did a lot of training just using the methodology of coaching and facilitating. So people will ask, okay, can you do this? I said, okay, I will do it. And then they were like, how do you do it? Like, and then it was easy. And then I was able to use a lot of people in the program also. Aska, I asked her to participate in one of the training. So it helped actually, a lot of things helped. And the other thing I would like to mention is in terms of mind, right? The stress, fatigue, all of it. Those are trainings that we do conduct. And then I was able to add on to it. I was able to use as you mentioned, the positive intelligence, those methodologies in our training teams. As I mentioned in one of the meetings also, I started meeting with one of those meditation programs where I played it and then, okay, this is it, let's do it. And then they were saying, okay, they changed the mode of the meeting itself. So it was really a lot of things that we learned. We were able to use it in this. The other thing that I would like to highlight here is recently I joined the Toastmasters. And then on the first meeting itself, third meeting I went, officially registered and everything, I was asked, can you do the officiate role? And then they did not give me much information about it, but because I was in this program itself, all of this, I was able to smoothly, they just give me a brief before the meeting. During the networking, the president talked to me, okay, this is how the meeting is going to be, everything like that. And then at the end of the meeting, he highlighted that we never had in the history of the club on the first night, a person coming and officiating a meeting and then did it flawless. So that was, I think, again, a credit to you that I was able to do it in that manner, because he always mentioned, even with the experienced people, they will forget some components of it. But I was able to just run through the meeting, and then they really do appreciate me being there, because they want to compete in different competition and everything. And then with the speeches and everything also, especially in the improv part, they say that everybody will try to hide. Why are you looking up and then looking forward to come and speak? So it was really easy for me to go up there. And then in the first meeting also, when they asked for me to give a speech, I was able to go there and then follow the timing, because they said that most of people are unable to do it. And then as you usually mention, green, stop it there, try to summarize it, and then with the yellow, conclude it. So I was able to follow that timing and everything, and then they were even really impressed. I think that's what this program. So I wouldn't say this is something local, as Sandra is also here. I think this is something that we can go international also. It's up to that level. So I think all credit goes to you. And then those are all my takeaways from this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Isn't it beautiful how he says it and how he has experienced it? This is actually what we are looking for from the students. Wherever you are in life, you just join us, and then you believe that you will have that whole transformation. It's not like a transformation on your reading or writing. We have a holistic approach. You would be a writer, you would be a reader, you would be a speaker, you would be a coach. And also you would love yourself more than anything. This is what we are talking about. This is what transformation is. The other day, I think I was watching a part of a movie when my husband was watching a movie. I was just sitting beside him on the sofa, and then there was this lady. So she went on to the motorbike ride to go somewhere. I can't remember the name of the film and everything. But halfway through the film, there was a huge wave and the motorbike was washed. So she came back and she was sitting with I think a monk. There was a person who was wearing an orange dress, and she was sitting with her and asking, "Why are you here? Why are you in the monastery and teaching? Can you teach me life? What is it?" Then she said, why are you coming here and asking? Look outside. Then at that same moment, there was this butterfly. So the butterfly, the cocoon was it was struggling to move out of the butterfly, like the cocoon. And then there was this butterfly flying. And then finally she realized, okay, when we want to get that happiness, we always try to get the happiness from outside. But it is deep within. Sometimes, yes, we need somebody to hold our hand. Sometimes we need someone to say that you have it within you. So let's do it. And that's the only thing what I am doing. It's you who are doing the magic, because you decided, you believed in yourself, and you decided, I'm going to transform. And with that, we are trying to, it's a 6 months process. It's nothing easy. I can say you're on a full-time job, you have your kids and you have everything to take care of. And then finally you have to do, if you have 2 hours, 1.5 hours to 2 hours every day, I keep on pushing. These are tutorials. These are coaching sessions. Do it. And we have been doing and pushing, and I'm very grateful. And also what we are contributing to the society. We can't finish with that transformation for ourselves and that, okay, I'm a transformed person and I'm very happy. We can't finish it there. Always, if we reflect on the verses of Quran, I think one of the verse that comes up repeatedly, do something for other people, but you would do it for the sake of Allah. So you're not asking anything in return from the person whom what you're doing, but you are doing something for to get into Jannah. So when we learn this coaching and when we are trying to contribute, let's say this session tonight, this is our valuable time. But we are here talking to the public about our experience, and we want somebody out there to get ignited. their flame to start on, and then they start with their transformation, their journey, and we are doing wonderful. So thank you very much for talking about your journey, how you experience, and what was your status before you came here, what was the transformation, how did it look like for you, and what are you going to tell. We have more grandpa or grandma stories in the coming days. I hope you would be like waiting to listen to it. We have more students now, and more stories will be coming in the coming days. So keep tuned. We enjoy having the public. I think around we have 25 people watching the live feed. So that's like, this is what we are. Even if one person watches it, like we enjoy telling our story. We enjoy motivating you. So keep motivated and look forward for your growth. Does the audience have any question? Think. Questions in the group? Do we have a question? So I would like to give away a certificate to the speakers tonight. So let me just present the certificate, and with the certificate. Also, we would like to invite the listeners to become a member of PCOMA, Professional Coaching and Mentoring Association. Our target is to champion a coaching culture in the Maldives. Now, the purpose of championing a coaching culture is, when we look around, one thing that we see is stress. One thing we see is anxiety. One thing we see is depression. One thing we see is overthinking, or like, I can't do it anymore. Like, people are so stressed, so frustrated. And our target from PICOMA is to have a certified coach in each and every island of the Maldives. And we would like to get your support. Join us, join with us, get yourself educated. Also, if you believe that there is someone who needs to do this, talk to the person about this program, because we would like to spread this smile. We would like to spread the happiness. We would like to spread that belief in yourself. When you believe in yourself, a lot of things get right. If you can't believe in yourself, everything that revolves around you goes wrong. So start believing in yourself, and with that belief, you can. So if you like to become a member of PICOMA, please message us, DM on any social platform. My WhatsApp number is on Facebook as well. So please reach out to us, and we will be happy to have you as a member as well. Thank you. Let me share the certificate. Sam, you are ready to take a photo? The first certificate goes to Aska.
Wait, I'm going to take.
Done.
Wait. Okay, Aska,
Where's your
smile.
son?
Smile, Aska. Done.
Sandra's son will come to save her most of the time. Niaza?
Yeah, most of the time he will be there. Okay, done.
And
Yes,
Sandra?
wait. Okay, Nyasa, smile. Okay, done.
And Sandra's photo done?
No, wait.
Which certificate is on? I can't see you now.
Wait, my one is.
This is Sandra's.
Okay, my one is also done.
Okay. And where is the sum certificate? Maybe here. Okay.
Okay, some smile.
Some need to smile a little bit more. Yes.
Yes, okay, done.
That's the DLCC. That's the DLCC spread. That's the smile should be a little bit wide.
I think this is the first picture with that much of a
It's wide
smile.
smile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isam learned from this course. I coach him to smile. No, Isam.